Welcome to this little video I've created for people who are interested in timeline therapy, NLP or hypnosis. Now, one of the things I get asked a lot is what is NLP, what is hypnosis, how does it work, why does it work? So I'm going to answer a couple of those questions for you now. Essentially what happens is that our outside world that we perceive is not the actual world. We have the world come in through our five senses. Essentially it comes through our eyeball, through the optic nerve, into the brain, and then the brain then decides what it sees based on the past previous experiences, our values and our beliefs. It's why you can have two people see the same event and see it very differently. One person sees the movie as being great, the other person sees the movie as being rubbish. Now I'm going to do a little demonstration for you, show you exactly what I mean here. Now you should see a checkered board up in front of you with a cylinder that's casting a shadow. What you'll notice is that the A and the B look like they're very different colors. And what's happening right now is our brain is adjusting those colors based on our belief that a shadow, something that's casting a shadow, will be lighter than what it actually appears to be. Now, you'll see if we shade out the area around the two squares, that the two squares are actually the same color. They're actually exactly identically the same color, the A and the B. Now, what our brain does at that point is it's now adjusting to the fact that it's comparing the two colors with nothing else around it. So what happens is our brain essentially creates our reality. Now that's really important because as a timeline therapist, a hypnotherapist, or using NLP, if you can change the way that a person's brain is wired, you can change the output or the behavior that they actually have. So for example, somebody has anxiety. Where what happens with the anxiety is something in the external world comes through one of our five senses that triggers the past experience of having anxiety or being anxious. And the more we worry about it at an unconscious level, the more the anxiety becomes worse. Now the problem with that is that when that's happening, a lot of the time people don't understand why they're feeling the anxious feeling. So then they start getting disappointed themselves, angry, frustrated, annoyed, sad, upset, because I'm like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. That just adds to more anxiety, which creates more problems, which just means that eventually we end up medicating. So what we do is at an unconscious level, we find out what is that program running in the background, what's the neurology. We create a bunch of new neurology around that problem so that when the client has that same problem or you come up against something that a value or a belief that triggers a certain output or a certain behavior, as soon as we have that new neurology created, you have a new behavior. That's essentially what we do in hypnosis, timeline therapy, and NLP is we use tools and techniques to create a really focused mindset to create new neurology around a behavior. That's why we can have someone quit smoking with no withdrawals so quickly. We can have someone in 2 or 3 sessions who's got chronic anxiety, chronic clinical diagnosed anxiety they're medicated for, feeling completely fine and in control of life. Because once we find those patterns of behavior, we can clear them out. And that's essentially what we do using NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis. Now, how do people use these tools? Well, there's a variety of ways people use these tools, and one is through the professional industry, being a professional coach and doing this for a living. That's not how I started off using the tools. I started off using these tools in business, and I was using it for helping business owners become more clear on what they want, focus on what they want, letting go of some of the limiting beliefs they had about themselves. And I slowly transitioned into the clinical side of things because people would ask, does this help with anxiety? And of course, the answer is yes. Does this help with depression? Yes. Does it help with a range of medical things that people are clinically diagnosed with and have given up all hope on having some kind of a solution other than medication for the rest of their life? So you can kind of use it in business. You can use it as a speaker and understanding the language. It's really important to be able to speak from stage and hold yourself as an authority from stage. You can use it for your friends and family. Some of the people who come through our process and our training use it purely for being able to help their loved ones through certain things or being able to help themselves. And the last thing, and one of the most important things that we do in all of our trainings, is make sure that it's designed for personal development. We want you to be able to have that personal transformation, not only in the room, in the training, but also ongoing for the rest of your life. So personal transformation is where it's at from my point of view. Whether I'm training you to help you become a personal transformation expert like myself and work with people, or whether you're just wanting to personally transform yourself, NLP is one of the most powerful, fun, exciting tools that's on the market that I've ever come across, and I've done lots of training. So if you're really interested in it, please make a time to have a chat if you haven't already. We love NLP, so we're always happy to talk to people who want to do NLP, hypnosis, or timeline therapy, so give us a call.